have in the studio, helping us to make sense of issues that will determine how these things will be. My analyst in the studio, Dr. Adetokunbo Pearce, is here, as well as Deyemi Saka. Gentlemen, it's good to have you remain with us.
Yeah.
Great. Now, let's talk about some of these candidates that we see here. Some persons have said it's going to be like a three-horse race, between Atiku Abubakar on one hand, Nyesom Wike on the other hand, and maybe the combination of Bukola Saraki and Aminu Tambuwal and then the others. Now, well, these are all permutations. You can see them on the screen there. Of course, Atiku Abubakar is there, Bukola Saraki is there, Muhammad Bala is there, the governor of Bauchi State, Nyesom Wike is there, Dele Momodu is there, and so on. But Dr. Pearce, let me start with you here. What do you make of these permutations generally? Of course, it's not to talk about the issue of who is going to win. We can't, of course, it's delegates that will decide that. But from your analysis.
Well, there are more local government areas in the northwest than anywhere else. And if the delegates vote according to ethnic leanings, then that will favor Atiku.
Atiku is from northeast. Tambuwal is from northwest.
Well, when it comes to these elections, ethnicity is not just state, it's ethnicity. So the northwest, the northeast, if they vote again according to ethnicity, the northern candidate, the stronger candidate from the north, I think is Atiku, and that may favor him. But I really don't know the way these national delegates emerged. It's unlike before, where we could tell. We know that they started from the ward, but now, you see, what you have now, by the way, these three ad hoc they're not part of this convention. They have already decided the Assembly, the House of Reps, and the Senate in a way that is going to come to haunt the PDP after this election. A lot of mess right now. I don't know if you're aware that many results have not been announced. Some elections have not taken place.
Yes.
So there's a lot which it was the three ad hoc that created that problem. And it was in the midst of that election, I think it was a week or so after that they did the election for the national delegates. But the ad hoc are the ones that did the election for the national delegates. You see the problem? An unknown quantity decided who the national delegates would be. So really, it is difficult to permutate this election. Okay. But if people vote according to ethnicity, a northern candidate will emerge. If other things are taken into consideration, you see, religion, not so much religion, but ethnicity has played a major role in our elections. And therefore, a person like Saraki, for instance, coming from North Central, I don't know how much people will really take into consideration the quality of the aspirants instead of the ethnicity of the aspirants.
But he has been crisscrossing parts of the country and, of course, has been meeting with a lot of delegates, been meeting with a lot of governors.
That's what I said, that if people take into consideration, so has Wike. Wike has done more crisscrossing than anybody else. And I understand spent a lot of money too. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
We'll see.
Now, I'm going to ask Dr. Pearce generally what he makes of that speech when he said that anybody who emerges, the candidates of the party, of course, right now, will go ahead to be the president of Nigeria. Is that a political statement?
Well, everything is political.
Okay.
And the point he's making, I agree with completely that it is going to be very difficult for an APC administration to emerge again, given the situation we find ourselves in this country. The economy is in shambles. There's no security. Every appointment is ethnocentric. We have never been as distrustful of each other as we are now. Never been as insecure physically as we are now. Look, it will be a miracle, in my opinion, for an APC candidate to win this general election in 2023. Given the situation we are in now, I mean, where are you going to campaign? There are people saying, oh, if I become the APC candidate, I will continue the good work that Buhari has done. That's a disastrous statement. Buhari has ruined the country, and you want to continue with the ruination? So therefore, I agree with David Mark that whoever wins this primary is going to be a candidate who will restructure Nigeria. We have to begin to change things as they are. And any PDP candidate, of all the people I've seen there, they are all committed to restructuring, some more than others. So I hope and pray, not just for the sake of PDP, but for the sake of Nigeria, that the person who emerges there is a person who is determined and who understands the need and the way in which we can change the structure of government, and gradually our attitude to life will begin to change, quality of life will improve. So I agree with David Mark. Whoever wins this, so this is not an election for PDP alone. It's a question of how we can rescue Nigeria from the chaos that it is in now.
Okay. Now, Deyemi, let's cast our minds back to 2015 when PDP was on and we had the opposition come very forcefully. The rhetorics, the message, all the things that went out there.
The propaganda.
However way you want to paint it or call it. Okay, I understand the chairman, board of trustees is talking right now. Let's listen to him.
All others that have contracted to agree and accept the will of Allah so that everything will come to an end. And the PDP will continue to lead, will continue to be in the largest party in Africa. I wish you happy deliberation. I wish you every success. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. You know, leaders of the party at different times are coming to charge the people and talk to them, to delegates, prepare their minds towards what they are about to do now. Now, the real thing is, irrespective of political party, this convention, whether political, PDP, APC, and all of that, is at a time where it is about to make history because they add up to what the political, story of Nigeria will be in the long run. Now, Deyemi, I was asking earlier, the point there is, if you cast your mind back to 2015 and you saw everything that APC came up with. I was
part of it.
Very good. Everybody, Nigerians now expect that kind of a forceful rhetoric, powerful drive from the opposition to be able to, sway or influence the people in that regard. Talk to us.
I tell people that if when APC came out with the rhetorics that PDP failed Nigerians in 60 years, I had to say that PDP now failed Nigerians more as opposition in the last 7 years. There were a lot of talking points that probably could have even swept this government out of office in 2019. But PDP did not do enough, and I guess Atiku and Peter Obi were just banking on the sentiments of Nigerians and the anger among Nigerians to just vote out Muhammadu Buhari. But you are not pushing out the narratives there. There's something we call conditioning of the mind. By the time you push it there, you hear something for so much and for so long, it becomes part of you. You say that's the truth, but PDP didn't do that. And on the contrary, when Dr. Pearce said he doesn't see how APC will emerge or probably get re-elected in 2023,
yes,
I'm going to shock him that if you are not careful, whoever emerges at this convention, this primary, might determine if PDP will come back, if APC will retain power or not. And I would say I would want to go, that's probably be taking us back to my analysis of the aspirants on ground today. You look at Adetokunbo Pearce, you probably want to, there's a perception among Nigerians, even among the PDP, that has the national clout, quote and unquote, the war chest to face anybody that the APC comes up with. But to some people, they'll tell you that Atiku is a spent force. He's been coming out for some time and he hasn't been able to get the presidency. And you want to look at, this is the time where this call for zoning to Southeast is stronger than ever. So if you pick an Atiku Abubakar that you believe, yes, has the national clouds and the national spread to get to the presidency, you actually probably missing one key thing that has always been determining the flow of the presidency, and it is this. We have, whether we like it or not, by May 29, 2023, God willing, I'm praying for him to still have his good health and still stay in office and no abortion and interruption of this republic. We would have had 8 years of President Muhammadu Buhari, a northerner and a Muslim. I don't think for fair play, equity, and justice, for whatever arrangement guys want to come up with, we should have another northerner that's a Muslim. But we should not even think of having a northerner. Now, this is my own opinion and assessment. Now, this is where zoning and every other thing comes into play.